Hello everyone, this is Noemi Banchi from Valley Heights in New South Wales, Australia. And today we are going to talk about the masters of the Blu-ray, because actually this is the topic that we were talking in the last few activities. And we are studying the course 7 Rays, which is a book in Spanish at the moment. It's called Siete Rayos, is the translation of 7 Rays by Rubén Cedeño. So, last week we saw the cosmic beings. Do you remember some of them? Just the name. Just for example, Shiva and his complement, Kali and Lord Principa, who represents order, Hercules, the Elohim Hercules and his complement, Lady Faith, and the Archangel Michael with his complement, Archangel Michael and Lady Faith, and Elohim Hercules and Amazon, the Saint Amazon. Sorry for that. So, now today we are going to see more beings. There are many more that we are not going to talk because we are not going to finish. We are going to finish never. So I just pick up some beings, but in the book there are more, and in reality there are many more. But the point here is that at least we are aware that they exist. We may be familiar with them, maybe we are not familiar at all, and this is the first time that we are listened their names or what they represent. Today, probably you will know some of them. I don't know all, but some. Let's get started. Well, the first one is, let's talk about Lord Moria. He's the great spiritual leader of the Diamond Hearts Brothers. He's a being of the Blu-ray with Mercurian background. It's interesting because Mercury, the planet, is the closest planet to the Sun, and because of that, Mercury or Mercurian have the particularity of being very quick or fast. They are very close to the will of God's will or will of God. So they just, action. Blu-ray is action, is just do it. And well, he has in his blood these characteristics. So for this reason, when he speaks, it's like action must be done, something like that. There was a being who was Lucy Littlejohn, and she met, or Rubén Cedeño met her, and she told him that she prefers to guess what Lord Moria wants to say rather than hear what he says, because was like a very strong. So this is Lord Moria, very action actually. And let's continue. So he has this Mercurian background. He's and why I said that because Mercurian, the adjective, means quick. So nothing is by chance. He's Elohim, Hercules, and Mahasahabi's disciple. Lieutenant to the Manu and the director of the world governments. So he works with politicians, with presidents and prime ministers. Yes, he works with these people because they need action, they need to make decisions, they need to work in order to lead their countries. Okay, and also with every person, of course, because when a person needs a dose of government and direction in their own life streams, thoughts, feelings, actions, and their world, they can link with Master Moria by decreeing, I am the divine government. You need, like what I'm going to do. You need to make decisions, you need to be focused, and well, you can say this decree. Because at the end of the day, we know about Lord Moria, yes, and what he does and how some characteristics, but the most important thing here is that we can learn from them. So let's say when you met a teacher, let's say you're studying playing piano and you met someone, so it's not like, oh, he plays so beautifully. It's just, okay, let me, if you are interested in learning piano, for example, let me try myself, let me do it. So the decree here is, I am the divine government to control your life, your especially, mind, feelings, words, and actions. I am the divine government. Let's continue. Well, Lord Moria's spiritual creed is I will. And you will see when you or someone else has this Blu-ray developed. Why? Because when you see, let's say in a class, and the teacher said, okay, who wants to do this? And someone says, I will. Raise their hand and say, I will. And for any activity, this is the Blu-ray activated in that person. So if you are that person, it's because you have this Blu-ray developed. If you are more quiet and then you take your time to think about, so should or shouldn't do it, well, in this case you can say I will and practice with the Blu-ray and just do it, because it's not just saying, it's just do it. Like the slogan of these shoes, you know what I mean? Okay, so Lord Moria's electronic pattern is a cup. Like a cup is like you've seen here. His keynote is in Sir Edward Elgar's Pomp and Circumstance, number 1 and 4. Well, again, because copyright, these things, we are not reproducing this piece of music, but you are welcome to do it. You can listen this piece of music on your own. By the way, you can see in the link below that there is the link, so you can follow on YouTube. It's easy. Okay. So we talked. There are many things about Lord Moria. He was, for example, one of his incarnations. He was King Arthur, and at that time he worked with Master Saint Germain, who was the wizard Merlin. Well, and he was Thomas More. He lived in Ireland. He also was Saint Patrick. Well, he worked a lot, and he developed definitely this blue ray. And at the moment, he is working with his, the Johann of the first Blu-ray, who is Lord Sirius. So, well, too many names. Let's continue. I want to keep it simple just for now. So, Lady Miriam. Lady Miriam, or Geraldine Innocente, is Lord Moria's divine complement. She has also shared responsibilities in the direction of the first ray. She was a discloser of the Masters of Wisdom's teachings to the Aquarian age in the physical plane. Well, she worked with Lucy Littlejohn, you remember? Well, so okay, just a little bit story, but the old history, the old history. The point was that Earth was, an edict came saying that Earth was going to disappear. That's it. Earth has to disappear. And imagine that everything what exists that you can see, it was going to disappear. So, as I said, Lord Moria is an action man. He said, okay, let's do something. So he worked on a plan with more beings, among them Master Saint Germain, and they create this plan. So they asked for 20 years and see if this plan works. And if the plan worked, because he contacted his complement, who was at that time incarnated as Geraldine Innocente, and she obviously listened to what the masters have to say at that time, and she wrote it down and then published it. And all that information, when Geraldine Innocente disincarnated, because everyone disincarnates, the activity was the activity didn't stop. Lucy Littlejohn, who is, we are going to talk later on, but who is the Serapis-based divine complement, she continued with this activity, and one day the activity finished. So Lord Moria himself finished the activity and say, okay, this activity is done, because everything has a beginning and an end. So she, at that time, she worked in this plan. And for this reason, so see, I want you to be aware of the importance of this being, because she's not a woman anymore, because she's not incarnated, but this being, how the importance, or let's say the gratitude that we must feel. I said must because I feel so gratitude, grateful that she did that, and for this reason we are today in this beautiful, amazing planet. Learning. Okay, well, her keynote is in Franck's Panis Angelicus. And again, this piece of music is in the link below. So if you want to listen. I 100% recommend listen to this piece of music because they are amazing. Amazing. Well, Lady Miriam's etheric retreat is in Sri Lanka. You see here. Okay, near the Bay of Bengal, at southern of India. So here is her etheric retreat. Okay, Sri Magra. We talked about Sri Magra a few weeks ago. Do you remember? What did we say about him? He is part of the Karmic Tribunal, one of the nine members of the tribunal. He was, and if you don't remember what is a tribunal, so I'm going to explain. The Karmic Tribunal is not just, okay, just let me show my face. The Karmic Tribunal is not just people, beings who are punishing you or not. They just give the opportunity to incarnate according to your karma, your divine plan of perfection, and many other things. So they basically give you the opportunity to do what you want to do on Earth. So Sri Magra, he was the first planetary logos or world lord of the planet Earth. He is a master of the first blue ray. So and again, another question, a lot of questions today because we were seeing a lot of beings so far, and I want to make sure that you remember by talking is the best thing to do. Who is the current Logos planetary, or planetary's logo, sorry. Yes, Lord Gautama Buddha, correct. Now, the first planetary logos was Sri Magra. Many years ago. His keynote is in Richard Addinsell's Warsaw Concerto. Again, you can listen if you want. Master Godfrey. So, he was known as Guy Ballard and Godfrey Ray King. His Master Saint Germain's disciple and was his master's spokesperson for disclosing the violet ray and the use of the ion to the Aquarian age. Alright, so another thing that we should be grateful forever is Master Godfrey. What happened? Well, remember I told you, just to connect, that a few years ago an edict came and they said, well, the Earth has to disappear. No. So they got these 20 years, and after that, okay, the plan worked. So for this reason, planets keep going, Well, what happened is that in 1930, Master Saint Germain met Guy Ballard, or Master Godfrey at this point. At that time was Guy Ballard, yes, because he was incarnated here. So, why is so important? And that particular meeting was on the 16th of August, 1930. Well, it was in Mount Shasta in California. I forgot to, well, I I didn't know that I was going to talk about this, so for this reason I didn't put any image about the California, the US. And well, the Master Saint Germain taught him the use of the I am and the violet fire or the violet ray. And this is what we learn here in metaphysics. It's about I am every single time I, you, everyone says I am. The following words are anetics. So, I had a situation the other day, and because my voice wasn't very clear, someone sent me like an arrow saying, "Oh, you don't sound very well. Are you sick or no?" They didn't ask me. They said, "Oh, you are sick," and I said, "I don't accept it. I am health." I didn't say the adjective. I said the noun properly. I am health. Means because every time I use the word I am, the next thing, imagine if I say, "Oh yeah, I'm very sick, I cannot speak, blah blah blah." No. Even though if you are dying, you are not in front of your doctor, just in case, to be mindful. Just in case you're not in front of the doctor, you are just in front of someone else, you just need to repeat yourself, I am health, I am health, I am health. This is the power of I am. And science also confirmed that by saying that doesn't matter if you really do an action or you just think of doing the action, for the brain is exactly the same. The same areas in your brain are activated when you are thinking that you are moving your thumb, let's say doing this, or you thinking, not doing it. Let's say I'm thinking that I'm moving my thumb, but not moving. Is the same area in my brain when I activate, when I actually moving the thumb. So, the power of I am. Say only, use it properly, positively. And the violet ray. Every time that, at least 3 times a day. But every time you need to, you said something wrong. You said something like, for example, I don't know, "Oh, I don't have money now," or something like is not positive, and then you realize, "Oh, I said that is wrong," then you can say, "I am the violet fire transmuting this situation." The thing with the violet ray is just to be conscious of the mistake you just made. It's not by saying those words, it's just by being aware of the mistake. Then you can transmute, is the characteristic of the violet ray, transmute this situation. And that's it. Alright, so keep going with this. Well, Master Godfrey was the author of both books, The Magic Presence and Unveiled Mysteries. And his keynote is in Sir Edward Elgar's Enigma Variations. We have talked about Sir Edgar. Yes, because he's also the author of the keynote of, I mean, it's not the keynote, but the keynote is within this piece of music of who we just talked about presently. Lord Moria. Yep, exactly. Because Lord Moria's keynote is the Pomp and Circumstance. by Elgars, or Elgar's pomp and circumstance. All right. Well, now Master Jesus, and you probably have heard about him. So he is a historic person who epitomized a developed inner self and what one is capable of. What one inner self is capable of, as well as the 5 major initiations. Alright, it's too much information here. When Master Jesus, let me see you can see me. When Master Jesus was incarnated, he was all the time, I mean, not since he was born, but then when he was conscious, he was all the time acting conscious of his inner self, developed. For this reason, he could perform all the miracles. He could, let's say, precipitate. He was able to precipitate food to the people. He was able to heal people. He was able to do many things and to resurrect. First, he started resurrected with birds, dead birds, and he put the birds in between his hands and then resurrect them. And then he resurrected his friend, and then he resurrected himself. So, because this is all what an inner self is capable of. And in the Bible says, you are God as well. Means you are inner selves as well, and you are able to do so. Why? Why have you not tried yet? You just need to try. You just need to think of this I am I said before. Think of I am health in myself. Just practice. Remember, he started with a bird, then with a friend, and then with himself. So let's just practice small things. Well, he's also, let's continue. He is currently working to foster the human race's feeling of social, religious, racial, and political union. He is known as Angel Mika of Unity. He works for the first Blue Ray. First Blue Ray is not just is not only power and protection, but also unity. Religion. The word religion means unify, universal, one. Angel Mika is just like a position, like a title in which he's working at the moment. And Master Jesus is known in Christianism, but he doesn't work only with Christians or Catholics or Protestants. He works with everybody, with Jew, with Muslim, with Sikh, with Hindus, with Buddha, Dharma, or Buddha, Buddha Dharma. Okay, Buddhist is not correct because Buddha or Lord Gautama, he didn't teach about any religion. So it's just the, let's say, the people who practice Dharma, the Buddha Dharma, something like that. And Master Jesus works with everyone, even with those who are atheists, who don't have any religion at all. Because we are talking about one race, the whole race. Political as well, not division of different countries. So this is one name, this is the other name, or no. He doesn't recognize any difference between one or another. All right. So Master Jesus was Chohan of the sixth ray and avatar of the Physis and age, sorry. In 1954, he gave H. King's crown and scepter to Master Saint Germain. So, do you see here the image? This is when Master Jesus gave Master Saint Germain, because his age finished. He was the avatar for 2,000 years, and then in 1954, Master Saint Germain became the avatar of Aquarius age. So now we are in Aquarius age for another 2,000 years. So the question is, does it mean that now everything what Master Jesus taught is not worthwhile anymore? No. Because as you see them, it's not that, okay, we are going to delete what the previous did and let's start something new. No, this is like stairs. This is the step that let's say the humanity got this level in this era or age. Now let's move on another step. Let's go up. Let's upgrade and let's go all together. So another way to say that, when you go to school, you go to first grade and then you go to second grade. What you learned in first grade, okay, you are not going to see the same things, no, but at the same time, what you learned previously is the step, the knowledge that you needed to now understand the new things that you are learning in second year, sorry. Something like that. Okay. So for this reason, yes, they are here. They are there. And as I said, the developed inner self. This is the representation of an inner self, our inner self. The heart, and remember, heart is not just the cardiac muscle that is in your chest, but it means center, is your center. With the threefold flame, blue flame, yellow, but when we are talking about light, we say the golden flame and the pink flame. So blue, golden, pink, which represents, blue represents goodwill. The golden flame represents wisdom and the pink ray represents love within you. And well, this is what Master Jesus learned and he's a degree that he used, and we can also use it, and it is, I am the resurrection and the life. His electronic pattern is the Latin cross, so you can see here the statue, the Latin cross, and his keynote is Weber's Requiem Piegas, sorry, my pronunciation. Well, and I don't know why I didn't mention, but I'm going to say you. This is one of the etheric retreat of Master Jesus, and is the in Spanish is Cristo Redentor, in English is Redentor Christ, the Redentor Christ, and its point is in the Andes between Chile and Argentina. And yes, you can go to that particular point just in summer, which is probably February, because in January sometimes it's closed because of the snow. It's very high there. You see here people are with jackets, and it was in February. Okay. All right, another being. Powerful victory. He is the Lord of the victorious accomplishment. He is Lady Rowena's divine complement. Mighty victory. Mighty victory temple in the etheric region is in Ireland. His electronic pattern is a 6-point star known as Victory Star or David Star. Can be both. You can see here two triangles, one pointing down and one pointing up. Is the union between the personality, let's say your physical or your appearance, your physical body, your emotional body and your mental body, and your inner self with the threefold flame, blue, golden and pink. And his keynote is in Beethoven's Concerto Piano number 1 in C major of 15 movement 3. So you also will find this piece of music in the link below. Thank you very much. That's all for now. Well, there are another beings, as I said in the beginning, but just for now to be aware of some of them, and well, to start being familiar with them, what they did and what they represent, to work with in ourselves, to see what can we do with all this information. Because remember, what is not just what you study, but what you practice is what is important. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye for now.